Hades, Neptune, cross. Hades tuned to the time signature of Neptune. Time stood still between the planets, between the gods. Cross between reflections of the time of life standing still. Transformation from death, sex, and to axes. Baby Venus giving me a wedding to the universe in every single soul moment of the marriage of Pluto to Neptune. I was over my moon, but blessed with boons, the trident bent to a pitchfork tongue of disciplined desire. Lady of the Merced. The Lady of the Merced slowed down time as I walked in the mall. It was all a blur. How absurd is this relative chronology given a specialist mentality? Lineared mortality, denied quantum reality, Newtonian banality, what the inertia of quantum gravity of that falling apple. Where fall the apples, atomic orbitals? Cruel is the arbitrary depravity. Exonerated insanity, please. Urbanity, greed hungry to profit of tragedy. The gloat song, like a homily psalm. The Greek goat strong, with a song for the Roman to ruminate and rue. As so then, now America too. The Lady of the Merced slowed down time despite what patriarchs besomenly say. There is a woman. It isn't mere mankind, on kind, it's womankind, kind of humankind, kin. She's no tyrant matriarch you'll find. Slow down time, yet as it were, I moved normal speed. Chronos chronicled the hourglass then. Dreams cannot always pretend. Time, like a tense conjugated participle, a particle of a vestibule. Relativity informing implicitly, a priori, the repeating history story. Dog magic sorcerers of Katma's 9 lives. Dogmas bark to Cerberus Imperius. Hades and Satan sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. How can first then come love to this loveless rather than this marriage? How is it coming to this hearse carriage, this loveless disparage? This I tell you, love and loveless. You can't have one without the other, but can have zero rendered asunder. Mystery of Myristicent ministers to me while hypocrisy hinders the suffering. Time slows for you, but moves normal for me. The swift admits the slow show of progress creeping to profits, drones on to the violence of more gone. A distraction of no benefaction, look away to something more than the neon impaction. Gaggles gregarious to the imperious in perpetui. Look away to something more than that violent bore. Wait in wait, inertia store. See to the rusted shackles, these loosed rabid wolves of upraised hackles, attacking even Cerberus. Liberty, freedom from a sick society. Protection from the greed infection, belligerent, indigent, and indignant, impertinent, hostility, boiling baths, senseless acts, needing epitaphs. Peace at a lapse, find relapse in repose. I do suppose the addicts to the edicts of charlatans. The persona impersonating psyche incarnate is this, an autonomous shadow complex, plain and simple. Inventions of death chosen above inventions of better life. Thespionage, the throne of fame, wear the masks that act of greater tasks, to bask in more than fruits of labors, that rotten obscene neon bleed wrapped in plasticine, tragedy feed, Roman tragedy is killing, Greek tragedy tides pulled by the monopoly, so soon repeat preposterously. See beyond the blue and green screen of the movie we lead and play the video game of life with a high score. 'Cause forever bore is evermore to the tune of more and more, buying more apples at the Eden store. On the dressed origami, lopshod, take it off to get it on time. Maristison, mysterious, lady of the Marist, takes me gently by the wrist, with the hands of time, with the feet of Marist. Trans early, lately? The transformer has just the deal for you. Stubborn to change, ching to change, a stranger rearranged of the faux creator, the law of conservation of energy is in effect, no pathos will undo the truth of the arrows. To the Copernican inner suns, the creator dies, a transformation. You'll cling to change, ching to change before the end of the story, or die like the mongrel you always were to the Elrons of the angels of death. 'Cause you can't fake it anymore nor take it the way you'd like at the store of brunt jokes where you bend like a whore. Ghost, imago, skyscraper. Creation transforming isn't the death the corporate cock likes. Eternal birth and a haunted skyscraper of dead CEOs while she gives me a blowjob on the tippy top of the antenna of this ghost imago. Transformation was never created but can transform creation. Metamorphoses of Scorpio. I feel the sting, death rattle stricken and stabbed. The scorpion stings itself. Soul leaves body. The skull into the sky. Scorpion is done, now an eagle with sharp eye. Transformation is information. Information is transformation. Prying from the skulls, skulking the sky, swooping down to scorpion sting. The eagle cried death knell as a feathered light alit, burning past the end of wick. Violent changes rearranges the strangeness. The phoenix from an eagle's skull rises as shadows fall amidst the mortal flesh. An enveloping void alight with phoenix flame, ashes falling down in rain. Metamorphoses of Scorpio 2, oceanic big bang, tremendous crashing tidal wave, birthing a life of adaptation from breakneck whiplash, water forming into a scorpion stinger, harpooning the land, stabbing into the earth's molten core, singeing to the heat of the inner earthly sun, transforming to steaming eagle, taloning the heat upon the side of earth. The steam cools in a sudden freeze to icicle stab being of frozen frostbitten phoenix feathers, try to net and tether the forever wild and untamable. Inimical, imitable, unexplainable becomes the container of the uncontainable. Scorporation. Flowers for Algernon, thorns for anon, beautiful pain, painful beauty, detriment, Venus, looking for benefit. transformative love, shape-shifting lover, stabbed like a thorn of nature to the crucifixion of human stupidity. My toxic poisons lay in rest, ready to intoxicate, bathed in fixed waters of desire, and trust as strength, genuine integrity. Metamorphoses of introspection, all is energy. Matter is but a form of energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It merely transforms into different forms. Therefore, there is no creator. There is a transformer. There is no destruction. There is transformation. Metamorphosed to introspection in repose. Crystallicitation and sectile mutation, acaricide injection, dogma and kappa, gogonzo, meow and bark to orthodox Goldie fox with crimson locks, wonders why you'll give a fuck. Pupae formed common norms, the different forms of the status quo show. Step to the lemon light here, just a moment we will see beyond the samenesses, insane. Metamorphosed, introspection, in repose. Apollo isn't at the Dionysian celebration, but all alone, he's having his own party. Excess leads to suffering, but over-bridled restraint leads to the same. In the group dynamic, there's a Jim Jones, like an ancient Smith. But like a coin, the other side must be Dionysian. Sometimes Apollo shows up for the party. I seek the balance betwixt the Apollonian and the Dionysian, between love and sex and solitude. I have found my integrity, and no group shall ever use that integrity for its own brainwash and mass collective reality tunnel abuse and misuse. I am lost and found at the same moment in the group dynamic. I am together, but alone. A hermit amidst extroverts, reversed to social persona use, though the mask obtuse. Cants at the truth, deeper than skin, something within now resting without, among the norms but without them, strange to rearrange, solitudinous yet forced to the light, the sour distasteful glare, the lemon lime light without sugar tonight, casts its glow on the ebb and flow of the neon contrite. Stages of metamorphoses. Genesis and creation, translated, means stagnation and propagation. This transformative of the normative to this stagnation. I embody transformation. This creation is just a curtain call hiding the stages of metamorphoses. A rich player that flits and ruts on the staged stage, full of idiocy and hurry, the poor played full of silence and obedience. Obsequy the false authority, obsequier them with rear fear, obsequy the false authority, mirror back their cruel depravity, crucify the crucifier for all to see. This creation is misnomered stagnation. My creativity is transformation in a stagnation of bloody bucks. I cannot be shared to single-serving psychophants. Psychophants, you need not apply, contains drug depictions, contains the death of violence from the Xerox of lies. Psychophants need not apply. Transformation beyond creation lies in the deviled details the general angels spy. Sycophants need not apply. Phantom plants dance round your bruised ego cries. The first shaman. The bark of liberation outsounded the yowls of dogma and peeled away the bark on the tree of knowledge. As the teeth of Adam and Eve tore into the apple, the first shaman is laid into his grave. In the hole in the tree of knowledge, the spirit of Mata and Steve resides. In a scar on that tree that still bleeds bloodlessly, plant pain of human unity stain. The tree of knowledge forever carrying human bones. The rib of Mata lies therein. Lay me, this shaman, in. This is no original sin. I am to the deepest deep, but the highest high in this original skin of bark and tinder locked in. The spirit of plant and human is one. This lie of original sin is undone. Death, liberty, and rock and roll. I was not given the right to life. I was left to death. Neither was the right to freedom given. I was left to liberty. I could not pursue happiness. The rock and roll blues found me. Death, liberty, and rock and roll. Out of the dead life, freedom, and happiness pursuit. On the tree of pain and misery, there is birth and death, but seems to be no life. Odorous fruits hang, bloodied by their own stain. The hanged, yet unhanged, monkey lies, swinging from the bows of apocalyptic paradise. Far away, light years away, hidden in some dark matter resides the tree of life to explain this needless pain. On a different world, ignorance does not persist. And I'd never have ended up like this. Acceptance eases the travail. On the waves of the remnants of the poison, I continue to somehow sail, wondering when I will fall over again and watching so many others swallowed by their own tail. A hex of sex upon me, a pox of cocks with vagina locks becomes us. A fuck of fox for you, I've got the pretty hots, burnt up in the flame of my own knowledge, dangling from the guts and last threads of my will, never relenting for an unsought result onto the wounds. Pour a circle of salt and kiss me and bliss me and give me something which cannot be bought. Change your chemical state of mind with me here on the tree of pain and misery, and from the bows let joy swing over onto the tree of life, and yet we dig in passion's flight down into those pearly roots to find the two trees at one unite to our delight. Tree of pain and misery too. When every day is decay, there tends to be no other way. You grow into a bitter fruit of the loathsome suit, accosted by your birthday suit on the tree of pain and misery. I often wonder about this tree of life with its fruit so ripe. We've robbed the spirit and taken all the loot. Well, this is my root suit riot in the soil of my toil. Like bamboo, I'd bend for you until only the rhizome remains. In a sea of blood stains, dew what you want to do, screwdriver, what you want to screw. I'm a tool of wisdom amidst fools. Today is already drained from me. Nothing will stop this bloodless bleed. I'll cry some tears, contemplate what I really need, watering not your fears, growing tough love from soft hate. Hydrophonics of water speaking silence to my tormented heart. Raven of myself, rip me apart. Deliquescent art, cardinal. As the beginning, a leader is ever at start. More than the sum of the parts, but less than the minus of the parts. Wholes bestow healing, and all is reeling. I have a feeling like killing, though there is no killer or killed, nor decay of eternity. Something in my soul still aches, something never filled, but by will of love. Mr. Misery, a mystery, decadent dysentery. Apple of misery. I eat the pain for breakfast and digest it in my iron guts. Then I shit out joy and have flatulent happiness. I recycle plastic suffering into organic ecstasy. I'm chewed on by waves of agony while I surf as bliss. For lunch, more discomfort and holy shit of joy. For dinner, my ego as a toy with toots that are redolent of bullshit. You don't even want to know what second breakfast was like. Anim L. Murder all man stink from this temporary, fragile shell. Shaving off all the hair, puberty of toxic masculinity is shedding molting sin, skin of age, of father. Old wine skins wrapped in you. Non-alcoholic wine for all the alcoholics. Near fatal withdrawal for their cold turkeys. May they be saved that torment of an end. Smooth, hairless skin with no hair roots within is the root of all evil, rooted out of the garden of the body's Eden. The Eve of the soul and the Eden of the body, Adam and the atom of a nude nucleus. In the quarks, the quantum Eden hibernates. In the blink of an eye, the fate of faith, the faith of fate. Faux machismo, chauvinistic chodlings, puerile virility, male toxicity, territorial shit stains and pissant hostility. Anima, the mother of this sordid soul, she wears the manskin, as does a mannequin betrothed. So troth to be trot in a tro. Anima, the mother of this sordid soul, hairless except on the head, Rapunzel of the abyss, dangles tress to stress as brush to hair. The woman of me needs express in this toxic patriarch repress. She has high heels and high heels, stilettos and BPC 157, cannabis and cream, C virus infection, chrysalid virus infection with flowers for Algernon. Brilliant genius transforms. A temporary savior, a permanent villain, imago of trauma, the essence of transformation, adaptive resilience, wings to fly, and fins to swim, no more cruelty, able to whim. C virus infection, Algernon flowers, popped cherries, sex, beyond human pleasure, intelligence quotient empowered, stupidity cower, of unity orgasm, culture body, corpus colossum, colosseum, and the cruel callous sum of foment, violence, ferment, and viral metamorphosis, psychoactive, shape-shifting chrysalis of Osiris to whore us, son and daughters, the end of needless sacrifice and slaughter, laughter, to a whispering amusement until the brilliance fade, laughter as insanity takes over, discipline, madness, procession, the villain and the hero, the anima and the man, the evil and the good, the yin to the yang, bang, bang, do myself, the man done in, the babe eats cock, the cock crows on, river skiing, and daughters, orgasm, laughter, climaxing, high-pitched note, broken the mere glass of the reflecting, shattered glass cherry of popped virginity. She loves me. She fucks me a lot. She loves me. She fucks me a lot as I peel the layers of the bloomed scorpion, Venus flower of my endurant love. She loves and fucks me a lot. Surprised awakenings from a dream within a dream of a fuck within a fucking. She wakes me up to ride my cock and I cock a ride before I open my eyes. To my pagan lady, wife, baby, naked on me, yeah, it's the night of the mother and all the pagantry, the mother Kali. Give it to me, darling, she loves me and fucks me a lot. He loves and fucks me a lot, she loves, and he loves and fuck me a lot. Is this the peeled vulva flower by which is my own girl power, transformed into a woman in a patriarchy, vulnerability, hostility, sexual intensity? Give it to me, darling. I'm a new world, beyond misogyny, machismo, the society of balanced mother and father, the son and daughter of the culture body, getting rowdy, riding cock like ridden broom, skin to skin love cocoon, need to penetrate, gyrate, and pollinate fate to fucking love. Sexoskeleton simpleton with evil whims as the flowers wither, Algernon is gone, villain for long comes hither. Metamorphoses of Scorpio 3. The scorpion's stinger transforms into a spider's fang. A spider's fang transforms into an eagle's talon. An eagle's talon burns, and out of the flames a fiery feather arises. The fire abates and scales form on the feather and camouflage. A cobra strikes at the embering ashes. A wolf howls at the moon. Information, invigoration, transformation, transforms evolution itself, epigenetic inheritance, heritage, information. Understood is transformation. Some dreams are a message to be understood. But even if shown a better way, it seems so few would take that way anyway. But some will, and the individual will continue to transform beyond the norms, yet among them, blending in and blotting out the lies, as they lie dreaming the powers that be, in greedy scheming while minds awaken to a neon charade. Will of the people, one person at a time, despite this we, the corporation who own the nation, we, the people, need not the fascist conflagration institute. The will of the people. The institution is rotten apple core from the Garden of Eden store. You cannot institutionalize the will of the people institute. the will of the people. The polls say a majority want it this way, but the representatives are a different matter. They get the final say. Not the constituents, truant and insolent. Freedom is speech, and speech is big money, and big money runs the democracy. Stubborn, sanguinolent violence, despite all this, will of the people left to the vantage of a hushed minority peephole from majority's eyes, from the plastic peephole on the plastic steeple. Sheeple shuffle on Wall Street stock market, gambling for the meek, while blood money circles in a Shark Tank week after week. Sheep shuffle on Wall Street stock market, gambling for the meek, while blood money circles in a Shark Tank week after week. Metamorphoses, theses of Madame Whore, faux cis. Madame Whore, faux cis, transforming into persuasive virginity hallucinations out of Christian antipathy. Her moans are the ball hearse gag order to asphyxiate the mother dogs of orthodoxy. She patronizes the patriarchs like woman Bonaparte. Metaphor for cis, metaphor faux cis, for a rendezvous of genitals beyond birthday suit groins, so evil, good. She penetrates the Y scraper to ground level, ripping off the foundation. Tantra, Lamantra, Lasalalia, and Lava land. With liberty libations, wonder is an Alice land. Between the skirted legs of her indiscretions, laughing off danger in another transformation, in a womanger of the sun, beyond patriarch and matriarch feign to contain her in a plastic box of Pandora's locks, a slutton of hallucinations with back doors of whores. They want more. Harem renaissance in our cross-dressed crucifixion pants, heaving transformative sex, turning norms on their heads like cocks. The crow whorebringers of devoured ate fate. Of the fapple of her thigh, my apple bent over west the Y. It's getting by the dogma imago. The hero moans of the coven ants, copulating the dogma imago, the vile lane villa of villains, slaughtered ghosts, haunted malfeasance. In the inverse world, they are the hero, recognize and dust to zero. The hero just isn't my archetype, unless they're being fucked in an orgy to beyond hero and villain, becoming Dionysus, neither hero nor villain, but the orgasm of love from the heart's G spot. Martyrous imago. A burning crucifix with bronze, Jesus statue, red and glowing Jesus tempered in the fires of idolatry destruction. Melting bronze dripping into a long spine and wrapped to the pillar. Martyrous imago. Bronze serpent entwined to the pole. Idolatry of crucifixion, destruction of idols. Devil took the form of the snake. Your God took the snake into the form of redemption. psychoactive androgyny, the hate trick, it just will not do, will knock my socks off and foot the kill. A hat trick for the other head, sex in a deeper bed, graves of semen to fill. I transform from the norms on a blotter of sunshine in the garden of cannabis Eden. Drugs to me bring out the woman within. Anima revealed between birthday suit skin to find a peak between the dress of my addressed wounds and scars. Paint this face to the work of art I am. When I'm high, I'm most by, spirit of music beyond woman or man. I'm a transformed trans to this corrupt patriarchy I am, this feral girl. Feminine freak flag unfurl. Romance me like a rose. I yearn to stab, to expose horny thorns, to adorn. Small death in candle-warmed breath of alluring darkness, transformations. Second puberty, blue and white pill gives to me estradiol, answers the call. It feels like coming home, a happiness I've never known. Progesterone in sub-zone. I can smile at the cute things, emotional spectrum grown. I'm becoming a woman after all. This time, the patriarchy's crime, toxic, masculinized lives won't undermine the woman within coming into this skin dead, on arrival born, at exit alive, at departure. Transportation. Shower water stream to the center of my hardening nipples is enough to get me begging please orgasm. To my knees, some dark chocolate melting in my mouth with some dick cheese and a side of weed makes this trans girl ecstatic and well pleased. Trans, like me, I was taken under with the needle. I went under the knife. An imago of gender bias and near birth experience. I was taken under by the needle, then went under the knife. A near life experience. An imago of gender bias. The near death experience of discrimination. Blood and pain, scars for makeup to glaze like honey. Biological male gender changeling with a downward turn triangle. Lick me closed into you, sent first ass via you PMS. Who was that man? Now I'm a womance and trans, trickster, LSD-bo, ovarian prancer, onward, dancers. Boys and girls are my toys alike. My animas now, and animas. What remains from gender and sex, this whore of nature's virgin now. Fuck me and my queen, crown, androgen of the mature morality, kissing the balsam of Mata Dog, barking at gender lunacy. While vagina has the broom of the ripe fruits that loom, to sweep them off their feet. With my horny aplenty tits, I'm the little girl, Peter woman. I crucify the toxic masculinity, I crucify the crucifix, put me in you. A penetrating fist, 660 and 0 thrusts, cock. You crow down below, I'm transformed beyond the norms. Surgical surrender and orgasm, like a woman. Now I remember. Man sin from legs shaven. Man sin from legs shaven. hair goes down the drain. Anima animates the cadaver animal. Spirit of earthly haven, feminine conqueror of patriarch errors. Come quista hor, quiescent, deliquescent, effervescence, belligerent, evanescence, heaving heaven onto death row. One last supple supper of greed express, to bleed an abortion of future generations of future generations. Hell is out for the eternity of life. Nuclear fallout gets out fear. Radioactive decay, jailbreak. Debical horacle with a third eye, monocle, seeing it clear. Pop a kiss to the apocalypse. Eclipsed my own moon. Woman within walking out, without a fuck to give. Burned the closet down, full Monty, full disclosure. Danger dared truth. Mobile armies of metaphors, seducing like whores, similes without hostilities. Woman within on a period. Give it a bar, an exclamation with the proclamation of pain, transformation. Boof the boff, huff the muff. I'll boof, then I'll boff, I'll huff, and I'll muff. I'll blow the gender house down to the ground, take the weight to the pound. The little evil she-wolf, big red bubble cum. Little Red Riding Hood, matured to a big girl, misunderstood with wood. In the woods, hurl, timber bum, nude, lewd, and crude. Houses in the town brood. Wall 3 boards with a tude. Hand sell and regrettable. Hand sell and regrettable. Eat it as edible. The sty not presentable. Blow job this house down, seductress to her own. Give Big Red riding hood her crown. Boof the boff, huff the muff, muff the boff, huff the boof. I'll boof, then I'll boff, I'll huff and I'll muff. I'll blow the gender house down to the ground. I'll take the weight to the pound. Persona to end all personas. A persona to end all personae. We take the archetype trite, then give it a makeover. A contemporary mask to masquerade in neon night. Formed out of the smith's itch of hell and IOU of heaven. Like a wish you well, Davy Jones' locker in Hades' bottomless pit sea. He does them doggy style while free-falling in lust women's water. Taking the mask from the contemporary gallery, he sprinted on down the road, sucked into his mind, making love with his unconscious. Ego dead, like kicking can out on the street. A mask that is all masks in one chameleon camouflage relativity receptivity. I am the persona you least want to see, reflecting back at the denied reality. C virus infection 2. C virus with a case of Captain Trips and COVID. I'm dying but still alive. My hand has bones that mutated into little ink horns. I write with ecstatic thrill come blood phalanges, poetic tragedy of science. I, blooming flowers of Algernon, temporary savior Shihiro, shearing the reap of chrysalid skin, birthday suit becoming an imago of no image. Epigenetic evolution from the hate, from the artistic oppression, while hallucinating what I think is a rock concert with Captain Trips triplicates. The cum era zeitgeist grandmama paparazzi sleeping to my gift of orgasm without disease. My monstropulous dis-ease on to better things, need to execute plans. I'm wilting petals into thorns. Genius, savior, messiah, fast, spiritual food. Genius, psychopathic villain of the Algernon, rose from the root of misery, cackling, mad dysentery. World saved so quickly rests on the first day. On the second day I am changing beyond staying. World is saved, but it is beyond my brilliant villain meddling. I think not, my mind is falling into primal insectile need of metamorphosis. The wilted weed like molting goodness gone berserk, and evil beyond good and evil bursts from the chrysalid. Obsequy of death, a funeral for death, a funeral to put to an embalmed bed the dreamers who often lie and say death is the end. The end, you know, that pretend. A eulogy for the dying tradition, sick and unhealthy, which must be ousted from the culture body. A funeral for dead and dying nations who are dying the minute they are born, just as are the humans which comprise it. I have not tears for a sad lot of perspective, as is this mentality to death, this cleaning and overvaluement of youth for the dead culture body lying in this tomb of a pyramid scheme. Even so much as I may be a necrophiliac, intercourse with the betrothed dead, rotten society stank as it is does no favors to the sexual appetite. We lay down to the grave and to the soil of this earth now this silly notion that death is the end. We bring our ego down low, bowing to this earth. We are but a speck upon, and though it is bruised, it heals. Though we may be conditioned to be scarred by death, to feel loss and remorse, though the touch of a lover may be gone, or a father may be dead, or a voice of comfort shall never be heard again, this sense of someone or something being gone is an illusion. Let our clinging egos die into the reality as the sickly culture body is laid to a healing rest. It's just transformed. There is no such thing as born. Am not bitchin', you bish on, but I ambition, endeavor strong, to last beyond the metal, endure long. Dreams of a sea-goat, sing a goat song, to last beyond the throng of the passing moments gone. Am not bitchin', am bitchin', ambition, ambition, I am ambition. To be persistent, to be resistant, to be the expressive sentiment, to the transformative element. It seems like creativity, but it's just transformation. Troglodytes of metaphors and similes, figures of speech, figure, personify to infinity, words alive, magnify in the unpacking of the condensed milk of poetry, death of rock. The Lizard King died, so too did rock and roll. But it's authority this time that doesn't know. Death not ends it. Let's go back in a funerary rite, 'cause it is not right how rock rolled to a deathly stop in the corrupt night. This is the end of rock, rock and roll of the end of rock. Dead friend, bathtub blues as he breaks all the way through to the other side, partying from beyond the grave, still causing a ruckus from death, phalanges outreaching from crumbling dirt, the Lazarus of Satan, this rock and roll transformed from authority, crucifixion, metal born from the dead grave of rock. Vic, Eddie, Rattlehead stands upon the upturned soil of a shallow grave, so deep the masses seem convinced. Rock and roll is drug-free. Rock and roll is dead. Metal here now, drug authority to a reality check. Oh, my rock and roll phoenix, to the vultures of capitalism, my hero duel groupies for this long tool. I too sacrifice mine on the altar of silence. Rock and roll from beyond the death. Metal now in growling breath. The birth of metal from dying rock and roll, the big and the little girls understand, the authority doesn't know. Middle finger between her squirting vagina, spreading the lips of the resurrected enigma, fisting fat bottom girls. We don't just want the world now, we want the universe. Every end of rock and roll. Every end of rock and roll, the ugly enemy of all toxic authority, put to death, locked behind bars of oppression, but reborn each and every time, partying. Oh, such sweet sorrow, emphasis on the parting, leaves to never have tomorrow. Rock and roll ghosts haunt the rock and roll-less world. The end, beautiful friends. The 9 deaths of the Lion of Lazarus, this hellish rock that rolls, hides a boulder on a towering mountain summit, transforms little girls into patriarch domineering cougars, avalanches liberty, boulder dash, They may be but little girls, but you are but small men, tiny to the eraser eyes of history. Boulder will avalanche, leaving small men as tiny boys, where rocks split in two, rolling over blues, so sad to be a lake. Nude women read the books of vaginas, pages of lips licked to turn birth. Exponential inertia boulders on. The domesticate cat stares from the car window at the dying wild tiger. Neither wild nor domesticate. I am the union of the two, as in a chemical reaction yielding a strikingly different concoction. Neither wild nor domesticate. I am the union of the two, as in a chemical reaction yielding a strikingly different concoction. Music of misery, take your eye out of pain. To the music out of misery, the beckoned mystery of Pan. Our separate pain is transformed into our unified gain. Our separate pain is transformed into our unified gain. Licking scars while healing wounds. Licking scars while healing wounds, biting off too much to chew, churned out to a corpse somehow. Still alive, I want to thrive, not just survive this time. Better lay this corpse down. Soon it's gotta dawn. The mask of a slave needs its full energy to be a doctored up corpse to the embalments of needless sacrifice. Some makeup for a not made up death. Looking pretty for the food hungry I serve. My ornamental resignation to workplace crucifixion. Nailed to pain and slavery, but grinning behind the mask, up to the task while in misery I bask. Only the prettiest ladies can strip it off to see the faceless face that must be faced. Onkakin crossfucker, reading out the losses and sacrifices of the crosses of our transgressions. Blood marks the cross of the hanging hung stinger of a man, blotting out the age of patriarchy with red ink to stain it away. Forget not this cross we bear, loosing it from the ankh key. The rounded circle flies free. Read it out, don't white it out so all can see this fascist Christianity. Obsequy metamorphosis of Christianity. Decrepit churches, dilapidated pews like sepulchres of the good news. Cobwebs on the statues of Christ, adorned on the walls, shattered, stained glass, stained with blood. Shadows from the windows fall in a discarded human world. No more prayers, pleas, or calls. The Spirit of Christ no longer here at all. A forgotten memory, now a dead faith, buried by blood spilt which is burnt at the stake. A rusted steel cross tossed aside, a reconnected circle as an ankh arises, hidden within the symbol that was never given respect. Those who survived a seeming untiming and descended down like a falling smile to a frown. Humanity had thrown away its lighted crown. Ancient rubble of pyramids now, not unlike those ancient rubble of cathedrals, decaying across time, crumbling At the foundation, echoing the dead faith's catcalls, crucified to an ankh that morphs into a cross, martyrs across time combined, beyond time and space, into one, pain and suffering as they're undone, and each passes away into one and the other, crucified to an ankh that morphs into a cross, martyrs across time combined, beyond time and space into one, pain and suffering as they're undone, and each passes away into one and the other. Transformation of the Cheshire cat. The Cheshire cat, except chemical. It seems the hookah smoking caterpillar sat and smoked a spat with a Cheshire cat, and after that, like a brain in a vat, these transformed cat's pajamas and the chemicals molecule. The Cheshire cat and the hookah smoking caterpillar's chrysalysis. What would a butterfly smoke, wondered the grinning cat, waiting for the complete metamorphosis. The Khmer cat's pajamas are the chemicals, molecule, phenethylamines, be mine, its Valentine, a smarter martyr of the fatuous numerous, tryptamines tripping me, but no crutch to cling cloy, the doors of perception and the windows, a priori, in a psyche house, is a timeless story. Curious, the subtlest variance causes the greatest difference. 2 methyl clusters onto serotonin and dimethyltryptamine. Chemical receptors to synapse, you to I, becomes we. A covalent psychoactive bond. The chemical's molecule is the quark's atom, as the organ is to the organelles. Off with his head. So the cat took off her head like a bowler's hat that splat a strike and knocked a few pins loose, and all the minds around. Sanguine metamorphosis, a waft of that weave, the warp and the cleave, greed seed on dandelions grown in the light of the moon, dead by the light of the sun. Saturn turn around, ring them into the lesson. Arbitrary poverty, cryptocracy, cryptocurrently, currency conveniently, hiding the truth, illusion of progress monster, romping and stomping cruelty, poseur, imposter, to an insane charade, inane, urbane, it's all about the gain, fiscal frisk, debt scourge, whipped to the quip. So have me not, I peel the petals of the deliquescent flower of greed, I smell the death of decay, the decay of death. That is too soon. The young dead and the old boon. This blossom is ripe with decay. It blooms endlessly, relentlessly by the light of the full moon, till we cannot look away and we see an ugly cocoon. Metamorphosis sanguinolent, blood stains the ground. In repeated history, the dead arise, took too soon to lie, dead and gone. Hear their song. Carry on till peace to prosper and grow, the mustard seed plant and breed. Decorate heaven like hell. Sing it, don't say it. Use your paintbrush and not your mouth. Use your pen and not your gun. Destroy ideas on the run. Fret it, don't fret about it. Small talk for small minds. Eat the look of my blowjob eyes. Artfulness in every moment. Interjected despite capitalistic profit scheme, greed, decree. Moan it, don't yell it. Hit that, don't hit it. Show and do it, and do not tell. Fuck it, don't kill it, and do tell. Decorate heaven like hell. Chrysalis imago of decay. In the silence I know, in the silence I seek wisdom. Silently, another wave of yawning, bloodless bleeding, my eyes water. But not from tears, I cry. This is like BDSM with myself. A Gordian knot I tied to change through the suffering. Crystallized imago of the decay, down to Davy Jones deep. I drown a bit and repeat. Pollen of dilapid, bloom, bottomless pit blossom. As I take the cardinal breath, diving to the bottomless sea, where the bottomless pit is wet like a wanting woman. Reminds me, mortality's bane, treasure in the weathered experience resting deep. 660 fathom the depth beyond. Our meager relief, replete to endure, suffering comes and goes as it pleases like a whore, whose money is saturnine lessons applied to the bone. Cinematic chrysalis in the TV forest. TV of the forest, rounded TV trapped in a square. In the movie theater of heaven, God watches our lives. The days of our eternal return shall fall after the commercial of the Garden of Eden. Atoms, apple of knowledge, supple to devour, hang supple like mistletoe sour. 2 minutes past midnight, wisdom lacking, ad hominem attacking, logical fallacy, hostility surmounting, discourse of proper debate jousting, arguments without worldly tenements, bullying wrapped in disingenuous sentiments, eviction evident, but between it all, the forest TV plays a hallucination that gives knowledge. They stare at a screen and see what isn't there as so alive. Hollywood decadence glitz, jive, but the native's knowledge need not die. While their lives lie as a dream down to dream on this screen and surround sound silence. May it be found. While the noise pollution compounds, the silence between at status quotient, the peace within, self-evident, dynamic metamorphosis of static detriment, chrysalis of a screen, movie alive, on the scene. From square to rounded careen, inevitable change despite stubborn sustain. TV forest with no commercials is on a marathon again. Leaves are leaving. Fall is falling. Advertisement is dead. On the TV forest channel, advisement is said from the ones who are not there again, wondering if you'll listen from the neon world of pretend. Transform norms. The back doors of perception. My life is a porno. I'm addicted. Rock and roll is my intervention. Psychedelic doggy style, turn the other cheek to the dark side of her full moon. Baby, we screw in a cocoon. Sexual metamorpho sister, changing past the staid norms. Deconditioned from this bore. Broke on through to the other side too many times. Now the other side is broken. Back door to the other side is left wide open. Bend over and I can enter, baby. We gotta break on through to the other side of inside. From the back side of the other side. Kaki, kaki. Kakwi, kakwi. Kakwi, kakwi, baby. Kakwi, kakwi, baby. Kakwi, kakwi, baby. Kakwi, kakwi, baby. Baby, kakwi, kakwi. TV rain life was just a square screen capturing you and me till we were gone. TV snow falling, frostbitten memories no longer seen, but the snow turned to rain. The scene, it has changed. The screen changed to a circle TV. The snow turned to rain. The channel changed to the rainforest. Spirits spoke on the nightly olds, shamanic blues, small talk prattles, eat my greens, big silence news, listen to the radio of Yamanahua fauna, kakwi, kakwi, baby, the movie of the forest soundtrack comes between the static, never wrapped in plastic. The tragedy of the forest, the comedy of the city, the movie of the forest plays, while the movie of the city plays circle within square. Cosmic serpent. Neither am I the one acting like they are a serpent, nor am I the serpent woman with the stoning stare. Yet I am a serpent, demonized, angelic, angelized, demonic, daimonic, angelic wings of horns. Horns of wings. I have been accused of many things. A den of vipers. I'm said to be a den of vipers. I have many forms. I'm always transforming. Neither am I angels, nor am I demons. Neither am I humans, nor am I dolphins. Yet the knowledge and language of them, the technology of life and its adaptation and transformation, I am. I am the helix spine of the spiral galaxy. I am the spine in all vertebrates, the DNA in every cell. I am. Yes, I am the one guarding the tree of life. Where is the good snake the natives venerate? Once serpent, now serpent killer, Zeus's hate. I am complete, but you are incomplete unless you recognize me. Flagrant transformation. Flags being simultaneously woven and burned. Pieces of the weave blowing in the wind, along with the ashes peppering them. the creation of a nation and its destruction, the great things of a nation and its terrible things, side by side, all with us here in this moment of consensual burning and weaving. I burn not the flag to reject my country, but that I accept all humanity as of one country and one unified family. I create not the flag because I believe in division, but to foster the greater unity of all flags. I am that flag who is all flags in one flag, and depending what way it is that you look at me, I am different things to different people, different nations to different people. I am the end of all flags, but an homage to their best gifts as symbols. In my nation, there is no flag. I see the world's flags stained in blood. Lady Macbeth tries so hard to get out the stains. My banner is the open sky and women's loving spread arms, legs, and thighs. The stars on the flag of the sky form the truest flag of earth I'll ever know. The most mature form of kidding. All you haters are just neonating. You have to infantilize me, but I'm just kidding you. Then I'm childing you. Then I'm teening with teaming. All the adulterating adulting till I'm geriatricizing you. The most mature form of kidding. Evolution. Things evolve. That's existence. Transformation is of genetic insistence. Status quos cannot stay the same despite stubborn persistence. Confirmation bias is destined to stay the same, but life is destined to change. May the most adaptable one survive is the dictum of nature which, despite our deepest insistence, cannot yet defy, preoccupied with the strongest. Darwinian economies not prudent to nature. The most adaptable shall survive. There is a time to thrive and a time to adapt. Other hidden seasons of the earth where life must adapt, an ice age and a fire age alike, humanity has helped awaken. Was a flood long ago not enough? Lessons so easily forgot come back for a reminder. The strong men of war may die, but the adaptable men of peace and the like of anima and the shadow may survive. Humans think they are to use the earth as their stepping stone, but they are but a stepping stone, a state between another evolution. Evolution is not voluntary. Inability to change means obliteration. Layers of bras. She took off the cobra over her cleavage like an axe breasts. Underneath there was a Libra. Underneath that there was a triple X inscribed algebra. When she lifted it, I saw above the down below umbra. Underneath that she wore the skin of a lubra. She ripped it off and I kissed the bare labra. I thought she was a whore with the dobra beneath. Taking it off, a sabra revealed rough exterior, sweet soul. She took it off and bared breasts whole. The cosmic serpent too. For interminable years, DNA remained essentially the same. Forms of life transform, the genetic code rearrange. For 3.5 billion years, stayed essentially the same. Immortal instructions to transform life into being. Cosmic serpent beyond Neptune's sea. Davy Jones is the locker, transcriptase, striptease. Genetically horny, rebellious mitochondrial Eve. Adamant Adam ate an apple that bobs in his throat no ease. No mother or father if we killed Adam and Eve. No transformation of a cosmic snake into a dumbfounded ape. The transformer took a stroll through the garden and ate an apple from a notorious tree. Led Adam and Eve away from the leaves of the tree of supposed evil. Drank they ayahuasca instead, which two twin snakes gave, hanging off the metamorphosis shoulder of the killer of Adam and Eve. Watched as the Adam and Eve that ate the fruit of knowledge died ripe on the vine to be alive as the ripe vine. It's the end of the age of father. He sacrificed himself for a better son to merge together with the daughter, the best of the maternal age, with the best of the paternal age. The Oedipus is complex. Electra is just as complex. Oedipus and Electra making love, a tragedy baby in the stomach of digesting comedy. And as ruling as a Tyrannosaurus Rex, no more brooches to our eyes. The charade of unsustainability must regress. Global warming. Get with the program. The rainforest, TV rain, the TV snow is melting. TVIV and dying we. We stream extinction of humanity for free. Square screen, squamous dream. Square dancing, circle 90s. Spun on violence, obscene. Panzer-Kirkenzies, distractions. The neon bleed stains, the melting snow, shrink-wrapped plastic Dumbos with no plasticity. The Rataplan rainforest, TV rain, torrential remain. Hissing raindrops of wise knowledge down the brain drain to the heart stain. Prophylactic anachronism. All STDs have been annihilated. Humanity enters a golden age of great golden copulations. The original prophylactic anachronism. All STDs have been annihilated. Humanity enters a golden age of great golden copulations. The lizard queen only dreamt about. The ornamental artifact of purity and virginity has been treated as the VD word for the deep throat dog macaque transmitted disease against the order of nature it is. Sex with less danger, is it stranger to fuck in wild abandon? The moans heard round the world for a baby boom besom of life. Liberated sex in the neon wilderness night. Tombstone and womb stone. And writ on the tombstone it said, here is buried birth. And on the womb stone it read, "Here is born death." Small deaths greater than the minus of their parts. You fucked me to within an inch of my life. I almost crossed over into another life. And on into that thin veil, off into the unknown between your thighs, taken by the one who knows why. Sex, they say, the small death, but in one were the two, small and big. And in their contrast was their disillusion. You fucked me to within an inch of my life. I almost disappeared into the inner light. I almost crossed over into another life. Strange sex death. They both shook off the mortal coil while in coitus. Remnants of the white small death lingered amidst the rigor mortis of the big death. Each died of a heart attack. Was it an orgasm of the heart? Were they fucking in heaven? Were they fucking in some shared bardo together? Find out on the next episode of Strange Sex Death. Strange Sex Death 2. Strange sex death. Dying while we're fucking while we're dying. We are dying to fuck. We are fucking to die, giving birth to our collective death. The baby aborted metempsychosis. Neonate transmigrate fate to the land of ghosts of sex past. Learning the real value of sex like Scrooge learned the value of Xmas. This is our XXXmas. I am Scrooge, the infant of our infidelity to a neon plastic life, bardo of sex. The lacuna of between birth, death, and life, rife with this child of our end. I explode inside you as I explode beyond you. You shake with the violence of the shock of death, with the ecstasy of orgasm, incredible pain and pleasure as we break through while we do. Give it to you while me is leaving and you is receding. Orgasm and death straight up the spine. Then out this lie of obedient slaves to death's seeming diaphanous puberty. Sex between birth and death and life, the child of our end that has no other beginning. Strange sex death. Dying while we're coming while we're dying. The pearly gates between your thighs. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Birthday suit riot. R.I.P.er. Birthday suit riot. R.I.P.er. She strips like a stripping agent. First to show her birthday suit. Then she's put to doff the skin. But all the men want her wet within. Only skin deep like chauvinistic chodes. Hungry for the next glory hole. Shallow, uncouth, expose. A stripper taking off the birthday suit in a birth. I am the stripper who bears their soul. Naked on the catering pillar of mortality's pole. Tantalus hung. Birthday suit strong, high and low. I'm the butterfly effect, though. Strip search my own soul to be where I am, do what I've done. Eye candy is superficiality. Some sapiosexuality, banality, food for aphrodisiac thought. She just might be a nympho demisexual more, bought at the celebrity horror store, that's into Scientology, patriarchally. Madonna want to strip to maid Anna, the birthday suit riot, R.I.P. with me, baby. Naked beyond, skin deep, what is it you see? Birthday suit riot, a moaning siren, tantric, tantalized sex beyond flesh. But wait till she takes it off, the death day panties wet. Reborn as a fetus in the womb of her B-day suit dawn, the superficial are gruff, and taste not her muff. Harem renaissance, a little harem renaissance, virginity is legalized, but it's her choice how it gets realized. Birthday suit riot for the eternal death day. Not a one of you are my slaves, but namely, we are not slaves to cannibalist knaves. Aren't you all just the statue of puberty amidst my ad liberty? The flame of liberty between your thighs. I'm just the firework to work you up. Light my fuse. Fuse my light. Turn you on. To pop your cherry off. For the party I throw, emphasis on the parting. There's no going back, nowhere to return. Stretched to a new fit, always, dear, forget. Don't just forget, forget. These stripes of scars I've earned, this love and sex. Anima tigress always impress. Churned in the melting cauldron of our casting spell, how we fell into a pride of pride as we hunt the toxic patriarch men. My breakfast of cunt with a side of cock. Strip it off like a stripping agent. Transform it like a reagent. Wrap off the stern bow on the gifts of you. Tear the paper of the skin. Not open me like a death day present. More original than original sin. I'll devour you all, then put you together better again. Blood of poets, just go to the page and bleed, that's all we need. We write the blood out of this human family, bleed it into the sea of a sieve. But no vampire shall feed, my individual history won't repeat on these words they read. No feast like that of the tick once on my dick. Love, love, love in crimson writ. Over the writer's block we bleed like melting cheese. Vital force, it's corny on the macabre. Yes, it is corny on the macabre. But the heart throb right to the vagus nerve knob. Yes, it's corny on the macabre. But the heart throb right to the vagus nerve. It's corny on the macabre, but the heart throb right to the vagus nerve knob. Trust gave an eternal life amidst impending grave, and I sob as a wound weep. All the blood of the writers who bleed. bled onto the writer block, we all homage to. Muses wrapped, tapped this timeless artifact, bleeding pages and raining sages landing from a greater fall. Onto the writer's block, ever unbroken, the age of sacrifice at an end of its artifice. We need not erase its long reigning edifice. Read it out and remember the needless gone to siren war song. Bleed more blood to the depths of deep six crimson. Davy Jones has a locker here with lock on. Shall we sacrifice to end its farce? Energy neither is created nor destroyed, it merely transforms. Sacrifice is a transformation of wounds into scars, with the poison toxic of corrupted Father Mars. A martyr for an ego and humanity like termites to an abominable imago of morning wood. We bleed enough, so bled not to the page anymore. Minister now to the healing and filling of a new aeon, a different age, which is after the patriarch age of humanity. Toxic father deceased, leave center stage. No deus ex machina for this machine age. Oft oust this foe machismo. Writers may block, or may have writer's block, or may be blocked. Blood shall dry and leave the words as if printed in ink. But blood need not bleed lest it needs its reprieve. And like tears of pain which cry, avert that by and by. Do pray tell and meditate show where you fell. You have risen above. But as above, so you have moved a little more below. Neither are you either, though, in this whole with a hole. Land they from a greater fall onto the writer's block as critics around critique soliloquies on the playwright's wall. Pom-pom and rattle, dilapidated Super Bowl arena with the ghosts of an audience cheering for pans at Kirkenzie's, with the ghosts of cheerleaders. A rabid ghost fan follows a rabid ghast of ghost follower fans. For many years danced the ghosts of shaman and women on the green field. A rattle hiss, shake like an anaconda as the pom-poms shake like a poodle. Still the ground stained with the blood of Holocaust. But all they would bother was to make more than the cost. The Pentagon derelict, the Pyramid of America takes not to the afterlife. It just takes lives mercilessly, eternally, dying with the right to birth. Stand these testaments to a nation whose time is now in the moon, after the sun. Is there something new under the moon? Transformation is nothing new. Seems like an enemy to an unsustainable status quo. Cathedrals of broken stained glass, bullets and bones that litter the ground, with plastic and paper blowing in the wind, smell of violence all around. Crows picking flesh amidst plastic, like eggs for breakfast. Transformations. Neither creators nor destroyers. neither created nor destroyed, transformers and transformed, metamorphosis of norms, transformations as reflections, considerations of change, acceptance of inevitabilities, a potion to grow larger than a planet, a gumdrop to make you smaller than a quark, a flag ripping and burning, and out of the ashes weaves a flag anew. The crucifixion of the adulteress, crucifix, the melting of the bronze snake onto the pole, the taking out of the monkey snake's stake, the birthday suit stripper dancing on the pole shakes, multi-layer bra removal poet style. Whenever the poet's words make you wet below, take off a bra, the many meanings you must show. I embody the law of conservation of energy. I am a Copernican revolution of the mind. The harem poet of the harem renaissance, the killing serpent of the serpent killer, the forest TV within the square TV, TV snow that turns into TV rain, the butterfly out of caterpillar, doesn't cater to the pillar of mortality's pole, screaming transformation teeny boppers into cougars, little girls into big men. I am the Jim Morrison anima, backdoor woman. We getting it lost in rainforest TV land. I am that which remains, despite patriarch bloodstains. The hero in the villain in the hero.